See, just settle down, relax. I know it's really expanding this morning. It's kind of hard to relax when it gets so lovingly expansive, isn't it? Yeah. When you feel it, you're living it, and you know it's real. And then you start to see it congeal in the reality around you. You see, the old way passes away. You're changing the way you do things, the way you see things, and therefore it becomes as you see it. That's what it'll be, you see. It's the power of your own heart in this reality. See, you're learning how to live in that heart, and you set yourself free in so doing. So you don't have to restrict yourself anymore. You can say whatever is on your mind because you trust it. It comes from the heart, and it's for the benefit of the heart that it be spoken. The same with all of your activities here, your vision. The vision you live in, which is the creative imagination of the heart, the gigantic field that surrounds you. That is your creation. That is your heart. It's all heart-shaped too, by the way. Big old full heart all the way around. You know what that means? Wow. Yeah, and it just replicates itself everywhere, man, you know. So give yourself this time. Find the child inside. The one that's been hidden away and torn asunder and his ass kicked or her ass kicked forever and ever, it seems, you know. Let them out of the closet where they've been hiding. You know, holding the covers over there, you know, anyway, just hiding, rolled up in a little ball in the corner there, just hiding, waiting for it to be over with so they can come out and play again, you know. Well, I think we just declared recess in the reality. I should make that a news flash. Coyote News Network, we got it, man. Don't you just love it? That is, we finally are free to step out of the closet. We can be the child that we are now. And when we can embrace that child, I'll tell you, if you can take the hand of Mary Jane in some way, she's a sacred herb, but she's also a sacred energy. Some call her the divine feminine. I call it the mother energy, because it's like we're always surrounded in her arms and smothered against, well, not smothered, but snuggled against her chest. Ooh, where did that little Freudian slip come from? See the fears they implant and how quickly they can reveal themselves to you? See, there's some deep-seated little fear I had kicking around inside of me I didn't even know. And a Freudian slip made it show. And I found out I was fearful of being smothered by the mother love. Because that's what it tended to do to me when I was a kid, kicked my ass that way. You know what I mean? I learned how to get out of the way, how to dodge and weave and all that shit. Guardians, man, wow. Talk about a protected heart. Holy shit. Well, it had to be, man. I got, you know, as much as it hurt me because I couldn't really feel and be like other people were, you know, I couldn't get to those levels. I had to stay at this one because I had to carry this shit through. You know, so it made me a little disassociated from the reality around me. I couldn't get into it the way others did. I could dive in for a little bit and swim around in it, but I always got right back out and got back on my warm rocks and just sat there and dreamed it another way, you know, and tried to make it happen, you know. Well, these days I don't have to try, you know. That was the old way, the unfulfilled way, you know. But it led to where we are now, so I can bless it all, can't you? Because you've been through the same experience in your own way, in your own right. You know, every life is so damn colorful, man. Every life is so damn magic and pure when you start to live it in this childlike sort of way. See, it doesn't mean you have to give up your intelligence and become a goo-goo gaga. It means you accept the intelligence that was inside of that goo-goo gaga that couldn't communicate it any other way. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Stifled. But stepping out in the sunlight now, ain't we, babies, you see? So let the hand of Mary Jane help you along the way. Indulge in her energy in some way. It doesn't have to be by any illegal practice, wherever you are. But let her take you by the hand and lead you to this promised land. For that's what she's designed to be, and that's what she's here for. To make the way far easier for you, so success comes far more quickly to you, and as a result to everyone else in the reality. It's a very, very personal experience for each one of us. You know, and God, mostly we need to be isolated and alone for it for a little while. But just let that kind of happen. It'll happen magically. You know, things will just, all of a sudden obligations will go out the window. Something will change. You know, the whole drift of life can change. You know, somebody passes away suddenly, or, you know, the wind blew in a hurricane down there in New Orleans and now you can't go there. Or, I mean, don't let me suggest anything, but, or something along those lines. I mean, life changes quickly, and if you need to be realigned, you know, your life gets quickly realigned so you can be on your way. And not necessarily through disastrous things, you know, but just by changes. Maybe somebody has a change of heart before the wedding, calls the whole thing off. You know, whatever. The obligations we are set to meet here can dissolve away just as quickly, you see, and in real simple ways. Because nothing's standing in the way of your heart, and it never really was, but we had to have these obstacles to test ourselves, and we did. It's okay. It's a beautiful thing. Let Mary Jane help you see what's real. Take her in your heart right now and just say, bless you, Mary Jane, sacred way. And she'll come, and she'll be, and you'll live in this divine way, and you'll have the vision, and you'll watch it manifest into your reality. When you can see it as the child sees it, with the intelligence that you are now, fully matured and seasoned by all the generations of time. You got every bit of it in you. I don't care who you are, or what you look like, or how you've been behaving, and what status or class you happen to hold in this life. I don't care who you are. Same for everybody. The way is open for the willing right now, and those who aren't so willing get it anyway, because there's no resisting and refusing reality. When it's here, it's here. And when one holds that vision, that becomes the vision that surrounds him, and it spreads. I don't know how many of you remember that. I think it was one of the last Star Trek movies with the old Captain Kirk in it, or Kirk in it, you mean? You know, and they in some way, they put this little bomb down on this planet that had been, you know, pretty much messed up and done away with. You know, probably had a big nuclear war or something. But anyway, long story short, out of this little, tiny little, looked like a little glass vessel with metal ends on it, go tumbling down onto that planet and hit some tiny little island somewhere or something amongst these vast oceans. So it's just a little tiny star. And all of a sudden, this whole planet, you can watch it from the Starship Enterprise number 35 or whatever it was. But you watch this planet regenerate itself. Suddenly what was dead and dying and just, I mean, a horrible scene became pure paradise. It regenerated itself. Instantly you could watch it happen. It spread from that tiny little island outward all across that globe, all across that planetary reality. How about that, eh? See how easy it can be even for you and I? I mean, one person can be that tiny little glass vessel that recreates it all. You begin to live it in the full presence of the heart, this child. You let Mary J. help you along the way, because she is the mother energy, the mother heart, and the golden sun inside of it, too. This is why, see, it's a plant form. It absorbs through photosynthesis the energy of the sun. It absorbs through the roots in the water the energy of the earth. It's the perfect union of the divine heart. It represents in us what we are. That's why it so easily helps us to replicate ourselves, because its energy is in cohesion and pure union with the human existence. Now I speak this way, yes, as Mary Jane's personal representative here on earth, the Pope of Pop. Look me up on Facebook, you know, it's there, you know, Mary Jane's right-hand man. And yeah, that's a bit of wry satire, true. But I do wear the little symbol of Mary J on my hat, man, always. And the hat is the crown, you know, so that it's in disguise, because I don't want to piss anybody off. So I'm a cowboy, right? Yeah, see how it works, man? You can be so clever here when you're a coyote, and you just let the heart lead you, see? And believe it or not, Mary Jane is quite coyote, too. You know, she's quite the little mischievous little brat, man. You know, she's the mother's love, but she's also mischievous. She likes to have a little fun. But never is the joke on you. Maybe on yourself a lot, yeah. But never on you. Never are you being shamed by any of it, but only blessed by every bit of it, by seeing through the irony and seeing the ecstasy and the irony. And laughing your ass off when you do. We all have those moments. I remember I was once liberated. I think it was 2004, man. I was sitting on the floor of my place, and I was hiring a kite. And suddenly I knew. I saw it all. Some things had been happening in my life that led me to think what a lucky person I was, and that led me to this opening where I just divinely was blessed by everything and everyone, and I knew it. I was in complete union with it for a few moments in time. 2004, I think it was like summer, July or June or September, somewhere in there. But an amazing moment that seemed to just live forever. I don't think I ever really stepped out of that moment. I had to get back to the 3D again because it just, I could see it, but I couldn't quite coalesce it into being yet. As far as my living reality, I was still in service to the gods of old. The gods that were demanding and needy people, and myself included, etc., I couldn't quite step beyond the boundaries of that place yet, but I could experience it. And when I did, when I made union with that moment, let's call it, it became my reality. I laughed my ass off. I must have laughed for an hour, rolling on the floor, man, just laughing my ass off, because I got it. For one moment in time, I got it. I understood it all, man. And I saw myself and my own little comic part in it. I'm going, oh my God. Well, we're all having moments like that now. It's coming, baby, if it ain't already here. Pretty soon you'll be rolling on the floor, too, because you'll understand what Mama's been doing with you and how she's been there supporting you all along. And this whole drama was really unnecessary in a way. Yeah, we chose to live it for our own reasons, and we got attached to it. We have an affinity for the painful ways, man. I mean, I'm sorry, but, and we're all sentimental about bloodlines, too, and shit like that, It's like, wow, like it matters. There's one blood comes out of the ocean with the first mother, right? And through your navel passes to everybody else. Passes into you and passes on from you one way or the other, male or female, and, we recreate life in that way. Keep passing our mother energy on down to the next generation. Well, this is where that all comes back around. We've done the full loop of time. See, all of it. So we're right there at the beginning where we finish, and step right back into our real state of being. And like I said before earlier, some people see a planetary thing coming at us, in the universe of 3D, and think we're going to have if not a collision, there's going to be all this awful influence of one form or another. And, everything's going to go up in smoke, the end of everything, Well, in a way, in a sense, as sentimental as we are about it, we're ready to transform this earth and get on with the program and let ourselves live as we truthfully really are. And our mother, too, So, yeah, you can call it an age of peace, but it's a moment. A single moment, and we're building into it right now, So the more you can accept, the presence of the divine nurturing love in yourself, let's give it a nice, mild terminology, and let that be your guidance. Learn to follow the flow of your real feeling. What you're feeling now, this is starting to prove its reality, and let it demonstrate that to you. Test it. Create through it. Let the heart show you how it does create. And babies, you begin to experience it. It's a free day Friday. This is when we set ourselves free for the weekend so we can go out and play and be strong in the heart all day and all night too, and just have a great time, man. Wearing our bikinis. It's still summer in most parts of the northern part of the earth anyway. Southern part, well, I guess it's getting on towards the, what is it, winter down there now? No, we're coming into winter. They're coming into summer down there. So it's a good time all over the earth right now. It's that change phase where we're all kind of uniform in weather and sunshine and shit, despite our geographic location. How about that? I'm amazed those little chips fell into place in my sleepy old mind, huh? It's your heart doing it, baby. See how we work together? See how it all vibes in the tribe? It's one love in every one of us, whether we're sitting here in the golden chair, radiating our love from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky, or sitting there on the beach listening in through your cell phone and an earphone, man. Out there in Bimini, man. I'm sitting there right there with you right now, too, man. I had enough of this. No, I'm kidding. I love my Rocky Mountain High. It's beautiful, If we could just have the beach and the sunshine here, it'd be awesome, man. And palm trees and bananas and shit, Have the best of all worlds then, wouldn't we? Well, I'm dreaming of such a place. Maybe I'll create it right along with you, babies. How about it? You up to it? Whatever we want, man. However we want it. This is the way the heart will have it. Because it's our heart that wants. You know, when we get to this level with it, you get beyond the thinking. You can't even think your way in or out of this at all. You allow the thoughts to flow. And you're conscious of the presence of the heart, the energies flowing into you, through you, and into creation. See, you just become an active participant in a sleepy-headed process that for the most part you've been asleep to. You haven't been aware of. You know, had an inkling, but that's about it. You had the dream. That got you through, but that's about it. See, we had a tough nut to crack here this time, but babies, we've done it. And watch as this planetary reality that many people fear becomes not just a wave X, but an opening of the experiential reality that pulls us right back into our place of being and dissolves away the dimensions in so doing it, you see. It's like the film man in the projector booth at the drive-in movie. He's not shutting the machine off exactly. He's reversed the flow of the light energy going through the lens. And so now it's withdrawing the picture from the screen back into the lens, back onto the film, back through the camera, back into his living presence and the real world around him. And everybody in the drive-in then starts to wake up and turn on their cars and stuff like that. Some come in to get a pizza and a Coca-Cola and a beer or two, and yeah, etc., you know. And wow, the movie's over, but wow, what a ride. You see, and we're right back at the center of our existence in the universe, the center sun, where we always are. We're the children of gold, the children of light, each and every one of us, human beings, set to take flight. Let your heart set it right as you fly into this weekend. You're not weak at all, babies. We've been weakened before, it's true, but that was our own perception. So here's what we do. Just let it flow. Take you any direction it want to go. You're free, and you don't have to be anything that you don't want to be or do anything you don't want to do. Just follow the flow. You see, and you'll find that it's always agreeable in some way. There might be a little internal debate once in a while. You say, what? Because sometimes the moves are a little radical. You say, what? And so all of a sudden, the world around you starts to change to help you attain this radical move you need to make. And being it's over. And you step through it as if it hardly even happened. Major shift and change in your life, and you flow through it like the water flows down the channel of the river, man. Just as natural as can be, and just as swift or just as gentle as it needs to be in that particular geographic part of your life, man, you see? Isn't that beautiful, babies? Aren't we the same? I mean, isn't this reality around us reflecting back to us and telling us something about the insides of ourselves? Wasn't it really sweet of the hot chick to give us that news flash today? That we're living it from the inside from here on out, man. That the outer being is a projection of the inner now, not the other way around. See, that's the reversal I'm talking about, see? So instead of living in this world and responding and reacting and going forward in whatever way seems to be the most simple or whatever, you know, having to design our way through it as a personal thing and seemingly disconnected from most beings, if not all of them. You know, we come from that dimension to the real parallel, which was the opposite, and then, you know, like there's a center place. There's this reality, this truth. And this is when you begin to live in the dream and watch it manifest before your very eyes. Feel it coming right through your beautiful heart and that center point in your chest. And just radiate outward like the blossom of love that it is, the flower of life. Each one of us, the lotus and then some, man. It's all your friend, every bit of it. Everything you've been through and every person you've been with, etc. Whether you see it not or be it not, it doesn't matter. That's the reality. And this is what this life will start to prove to you and demonstrate to you when you allow it to be. When you set yourself free. By what? Giving yourself the time to do it, to be it. Allowing it to flow. Allowing yourself to glow. Don't be afraid of the light. And everybody says, don't be afraid of the darkness. I say, don't be afraid of the light, because that's what we've been feeling. We've been in the damn closet so long, it felt like home. You know? Earth, 3D. That's the closet. Well, it's also a playpen. I mean, it has many different metaphorical descriptions. But it has been in the dark, and we have been the dead people walking. Just walking. Going through the motions and trying to find our way out of it. There was some life, yes. But it was a mere shadow of what we're beginning to experience now. And how? So says the old hand, old granddad himself, the granddad of all coyotes. Grandpa Coyote, Peter Coyote, you know. It means like the seed, the beginning, the rock, all that kind of shit, you know. I kind of look at it as a blossoming agent, you know. I blossom so other flowers say, wow, yeah, we can do that. I just allow it to be. And man, it comes through me kind of clumsy sometimes, you know. It seems so smooth on the air here, and I am. And I live it that way too, but oh, goodness, you can still get battered around by life, and I'm still amazed at some of the things that happen around me and how out of sync they seem to be, but yet somehow it all cosmically matures and it all just comes back together again because that's where it needs to be. It's a beautiful thing. It's just like life living and loving itself, and wow, all of the experience then is equitous and in its value. It's all supreme. Every moment that we're living. Those that have chosen to live a real anxious and agonizing path have suffered severe loss at the hands of strangers and things like, I mean, goodness. There have been some horrible crap going on in this world. But you just have to remember, it was a phase in a movie, a drama, a play, a dream. Sometimes a bit like a nightmare, man, but yet lucidly dreamed by those who are dreaming it. Soon you shall see this reality. If you aren't already living it, it's on its way. Just remember, take the hand of Mary J. That's what pays you to play, man. And there won't be such a thing as work anymore. You got it?